No excuses, says Lee Johnson, but then he proceeds to blame the pitch, the altitude, the wind, the fans. Lee Johnson blaming everything but himself. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. A little bit more reaction here to Hibernian's defeat to Inter Esquidalds of Andorra. It was an absolutely shocking performance. It was a shocking result, and it was a result that's seen Hibernian become the latest edition of Scotland's shame. Why are Scottish sides performing so badly in Europe? I do not know, but what I do know is there is no excuses for it, even though that is all Lee Johnson had for it. After this game, he claims he has none, but then proceeds to put the blame on everything but himself and the players. So I've got a clip of Lee Johnson's post-match reaction. Then I'm going to give my reaction to his reaction of being an absolute tosspot.
What was your take on that?
It was disappointing, wasn't it? I thought first half we were really, really poor. Don't know why, they had all the information, the lads, in terms of what the opposition were like, and that proved to be that. I don't want to give excuses because we just weren't good enough, but the altitude seemed a bit of a problem in terms of the lads getting the breath in. But I think individuals were just kicking the ball out of play, scruffy, sloppy, and it was really disappointing to see. I thought the second half, we made the shape change. We put Christian on. We brought Joe Newell on. I thought we were much better in the second half. Statistically, we would have been better. We had more shots, more box entries, more crosses. But obviously, we wasn't expecting to concede the second goal like we did, and that made our goal really important. And look, it's a completely different tie. Obviously, coming back to Easter Road, with our fans behind us, with a bit to do. There's no doubt in that. But straight away, we tried to change the tone very quickly into now you've seen it and now you've felt it. I told you it wasn't a given, and it's a wake-up call for us big time. And therefore we've got to go and produce in the second leg. In
terms of the pitch, you said to us last night it's a very narrow pitch.
Yeah.
You'd only had a very short training session last night. Yeah. Was that in any way an impact, I think, on the game?
I suppose that we were reflecting review on everything. It was a long journey yesterday, match day -1. In hindsight, I'd probably come a day earlier. Now I know. But it's all excuses, isn't it? I don't feel like we deserve any excuses because individuals just weren't good enough on the day, making bad decisions. We had, we don't want to see the centre halves on the ball. We want to see our midfielders after rotations on the ball, and then we want them playing forward into our forwards and our wide men, and then we want red arrows sort of running off the back of that. And so you have to give credit to the opposition for the way they stifled us, they snuffed us out. But like I say, the pitch at Easter Road is sort of 10 yards wider, and it'll make a big difference.
Dylan Levitt struggled a little bit. The game passed him by, did it not?
Yeah, he struggled. Yeah, I think that's fair. I've seen him twice now in altitude and heat, and he struggled both times. At home, he's been good. He's still chasing fitness. You've got to remember, end of last season, he was out of a MCL for 3 months, and then he played, I think, 70 minutes or 20 minutes. First day of pre-season at Dundee United, he had concussion, so he was out for 3 weeks. So we got him, and he's only really had two weeks. So he's really a long way behind. I thought this game would suit him in terms of they play a 4-4-2. We have a third man in the middle. I thought we could dictate, but either he didn't get on the ball enough or we didn't get him the ball enough, and that's something that we've got to obviously make sure that we master, because he's a good player and we need to play through him.
Difficult day as well for David Marshall in the second half. He won't be happy with that.
How honest David Marshall is. It was a mistake or a slip or whatever it was. I haven't looked about. I haven't asked him. But that's why our goal was so important, because the tie is still on, or it would have been on at 2-0 as well. But it gives us, I think, a front foot mentality.
You've been very gracious with your time with the fans here this week. You've spent a lot of money to come here, and you heard them going off the pitch. Do you have a message for them?
Well, first of all, we appreciate obviously the effort to come out here. There was a lot of them that were disappointed. They were airing that. What we need that constant backing all the time until the whistle goes at 90 minutes, and then obviously on the back of that, it's fair game, if you like, to show an opinion. But it's the first half of a game that is very difficult conditions. That I think we can turn around, and we need them to help us turn it around.
And finally, you managed to get Will Fish registered in time, and he'll be eligible for next week, won't he?
Yes, he will.
Could he come straight back in?
Of course he could, yeah, absolutely.
Right, thanks.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers for what? A post-match interview where you don't seem to care, you don't seem to give a damn, or one of the most embarrassing results we've ever seen in Scottish football. What one is it? Look, I know I'm a Hearts fan. I know that I should be loving this and I should be fucking over the moon with this Hibernian result and the fact that Lee Johnson's the manager, but you know what? I actually feel a little bit sorry for them. This guy is clueless. This guy doesn't sound like he cares. There's no emotion. There's no passion. There's nothing about Lee Johnson, and I honestly don't know how he's still in a job. It's not like he had a great start to his Hibs career or he plays great, like, attacking football. Where is the redeeming qualities of this guy? He doesn't seem like he cares. He doesn't play good football. He doesn't get good results. There is nothing good about Lee Johnson, yet he's somehow still in a job at Easter Road. I don't get it. Then we also had Newell come out after the game and he made excuses too. He said that they lost this one because these teams treat these European pre-season games like cup finals. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not a pre-season game. It's not a European friendly. It's a Europa Conference League fucking qualifier. The last time I checked, Joe Newell, Hibs weren't winning shitloads of European trophies either. So unless Hibs are going to win every single European trophy, then maybe they can look at this as if it's a friendly, if it's a throwaway game. But how can he come out and say that these teams up their game because this is a cup final to them? This should be a cup final for Hibs. It's not like Hibs are going to fucking go and win it. You know, Hibs trying to get into the group stages. Every game in the qualifiers should be a cup final. Even this game against some shite team from Andorra, it should have been a cup final in Hibs' eyes because it gets them one step closer to the next round and one step closer to qualifying for the group stages. So I just don't get it. Lee Johnson, Joel Newell, I'm sick of Scottish football failing. Hibs are just the latest team, so therefore they're gonna get my wrath or whatever right now. But in general, it's fucking not good enough. Teams in Scotland, I'm sick of defending Scottish football. People say it's a pub league, people say it's crap, people say it's no better than like the Irish league, and all I do is defend Scottish football. But when I see results like this, I mean, it fucking makes you wonder, am I even defending it? Is there any reason to defend it, or should I just accept it that we're shite? We should not be losing. No club for Scotland, at least in top flight, should be losing to Inter Milan Escaldes FC or whatever this team's called for Andorra. Embarrassing, guys. That's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Do I think Hibs will still go through? Aye. If you want to see my match review, then go and check it. I think Hibs will still do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. I'd say it's like maybe 60-40 Hibs. But if this team come to Easter Road and get a result and knock Hibs out, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lee Johnson didn't give a damn. The only thing he wants, I guess, is his weekly wage. He doesn't give a shit about performances. He doesn't give a shit about results. And yeah, just embarrassing, guys. Anyway, that's it. Hibs 1, Inter Club 2, and Lee Johnson doesn't care. Till next time. Peace.